Very happy and healthy morning to all of you. It's a matter of great pleasure for me to meet you once again, to be with you once again in this lecture series. Uh, Today I am going to deliver my lecture on punishment in kindergarten, written by a very well known and famous Anglo-Indian poetess Kamla Das. This lecture is very useful for the students of English literature of Hemchandracharya, North Gujarat University, BA semester 5, paper number CC508. This lecture is also very useful for the little students of CBSE school standard 8 because this poem is already there in the syllabus of English subject. It's my humble request to all the students to keep a notebook and pen to jot down important points and notes for your more information, further information. I also request you to use your earplugs for better audio result. Dear friends, myself, Dr. Padmaxi Vyas from Department of English, Shri and Srimati P.K. Kotawala Arts College, Patan. Look here, dear friends, in the slide you can see that the syllabus of BA semester 5 paper number English CC508 is given to you. Here in this slide you can see that the name of the paper or the name of the course is given. So please concentrate on the name of the course, and that is Indian Writing in English, especially Poetry and Drama. So when you look at the title, you can have the understanding about the topics and the points that you are given to learn and study in this semester in this paper. So the title of the course or the title of the paper itself is the suggestive of the topic or the points which are given to you to learn during this semester 5 in this paper CC508. So look here, it suggests that Indian writing in English, especially poetry and drama. So dear students or dear friends, you know that there are three major branch of literature, or what we can say that there are three major forms of literature, genres of literature, and these are poetry, prose and drama. In poetry what we can say that poetry deals with ode, elegy, sonnet, epic, lyric, ballad, etc. In drama, there are also a subdivision as a tragedy, comedy and tragicomedy. In the same way, in prose, we have short story, novel, and then essay writing, autobiography. So, in short, these are the various forms of literature, and out of these forms of literature, today in this paper, you are given only poetry and drama, especially written by Indian writers in English. So, in the first unit, three topics are there. So, before to move towards the unit-wise study of this paper, I would like to discuss something about the history of Indian writing in English, or the beginning or the origin, how this Indian writing in English started in India. So, dear friends, English education in India began as early as in 1717 in Madras, then in 1718 at Bombay, and in 1717 in Madras, in 1718 at Bombay, and in 1720 at Kolkata. So the Hindu College, established in 1817 at Kolkata, with the great efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, David Hare, and Sir Edwin. English education in India brought in this way a new life, new ideas, new thoughts, and opened the new visions of knowledge for Indians and also for the Indian writers. With English education and study of English literature, Indians learnt at first to read and then to speak and then to comprehend English, and then they started to write in English. So you can see that it's a gradual process, and this movement is referred to as literary renaissance in India. Indian writing initially begins with the translation of works written in their mother tongue, or what we can say that written in the regional language of the states. And the Renaissance in modern Indian literature begins with Raja Rao Mohan Roy. Moreover, there are certain very well known and outstanding major poets and dramatists and novelists who contributed much for the development of Indian writing in English. And these major writers are Kashi Prasad Ghosh, Michael Madhusudhan Dutt, Toru Dutt, Sarojini Naidu, Rabindranath Tagore, Arabindo Ghosh, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, Nizam Ezekiel, Vijay Tendulkar, Mohan Rakesh, A.K. Ramanujan, Mahesh Dattani, Kamala Das, then Jayant Mahapatra, Girish Karnad. So these are the major Indian writers who contributed much for the development of Indian writing in English. So here in the first unit you can see that 3 topics are there. You are given to learn or to study. The first topic is Indian poetry before independence. So pre-independence poets and their poetries are given to learn in the very first topic. In the second topic you can see that Indian poetry after independence. So post-independent poets and their works, or what we can say that their poetry are given to study, to learn. In the third topic you can see that Indian drama after independence. So post-independent dramatists and their dramas, the outstanding dramatists and their works are given here to learn in the first unit. Look at the second unit. After the fundamental information or fundamental knowledge of pre-independent poets and their poetry, post-independent poets and their poetry, post-independent dramatists and their works, you are given certain selected poems to learn or to study. So here you can see the list of some selected poems. and they are The Soul's Prayer by Sarojini Naidu, Marriage by Nizam Ezekiel, Another View of Grace by A.K. Ramanujan, Punishment in Kindergarten by Kamala Das, Freedom by Jayant Mahapatra. So look, in the third unit, Mahesh Dattani, a very well-known modern Indo-Anglian dramatist, is introduced in this third unit with his well-known, or what we can say, his best play or drama, and that is Tara. So you are given here Tara to make study in this unit 3. In the fourth unit, you are given the well-known and outstanding pre-independent and post-independent poets and dramatists, Indo-Anglian dramatists, to learn the chief intention or chief goal of this fourth unit is to make the students very familiar with the Indo-Anglian, major Indo-Anglian poets and dramatists and their works. These dramatists and poets are Toru Dutt, Rabindranath Tagore, Sri Aurobindo, Dr. Krishna Srinivas, Mahananda Sharma, R. Parthasarathi, P. Lal, Gurdev Patel, Shiva K. Kumar, K. N. Daruvala, V.V.S. Iyengar, Guru Charan Das, Asif Chirimboy, Girish Karnad, Vijay Tendulkar, Mohan Rakesh, and Mahashweta Devi. Dear friends, now come to the point. In this slide, dear friends, you can see that very happy faces of the children you can see in this slide. Here you can see that a very beautiful picture of very happy little kids, all children at the picnic spot. Picnics are liked by everyone, as we know that. But children specially jump for joy when the word picnic is mentioned before them. It's a warm, sunny day that you can see in this slide, in this picture, and the picnic spot is surrounded by so many things. You can see in this slide that the picnic spot is surrounded by river, by tall trees, by grass, by flowers, by mountains and clouds. So you can see here in the slide that the children are very happy with nature and also with the natural objects. They are enjoying with their friends, with their teacher, and also with these different natural objects. In this slide, we can see that it's a very beautiful sight, and picnics are the best way to enjoy the simple pleasure of life, and we can say that picnic gives an opportunity to our children to be close with nature, to be close with reality of the world, and to be close with the universe, to be close with natural objects, and to be close with God. So look in the slide. Here you can see the peak of Kamala Das at the very young age. Very beautiful peak of Kamala Das. So Kamala Surya Das was an outspoken, fearless, feminist literary icon. In the next slide, you can see here I have also collected some more pics or some more beautiful pictures of Kamala Das that you can see here in this slide. The poem Punishment in Kindergarten is written by Kamala Das, a very well-known and famous Indo-Anglian poet of India. It's a little autobiographical poem. Here the poet recalls one of her childhood experience and which is unhappy and painful. The experience is not which doesn't give her happiness, but it's an unhappy and painful experience of her life. In this poem, she remembers it after a long time, after a long span of time. She recalls, she remembers the unhappy, the sad incident of her life. And it shows that the sensitive nature of the poet, it shows the very sensitive heart, the sensitive mind of the poet. The poem reflects the callous and indifferent attitude of a teacher towards their students. It shows that the teacher should not be insensitive to the sensitive nature of little sensitive students. So before to analyze and explain this poem from different angles, let us have a look about Kamala Das and her literary career. So Kamala Suraya, popularly known as her one-time pen name Madhavi Kutti and married name Kamala Das. She was an Indian English poet as well as Malayalam author from Kerala in India. She was born on 31st March 1934 in Punarkulam, Madras Presidency, British India. So, dear friends, here I have used the word British India. It shows that she was born before India got freedom or independence. She died on 31st May in 2009 at the age of 75 at Pune in Maharashtra, India. So, a part of Kamala's childhood was spent in her ancestral home in Malabar, Kerala, and the other part of her childhood in Kolkata, where her father was posted for his work. So, from this, we can sum up or we can say that her childhood was very culturally enriched. We can say that Kamala's childhood was very culturally enriched. Kamala's mother, Balamani Amma, was a very well-known and outstanding famous poet of her time, and her grand uncle Nalapat Narayan Menon was a respected writer of his age. So here we can see that Kamala Das belonged to a family considered as a literary royalty of Kerala. Moreover, at the age of 6, merely at the age of 6, Kamala started to write a manuscript magazine where she would write sad poems about dolls who had lost their heads and had to remain headless for eternity. So here you can see that at the age of playing with little dolls and little toys, Kamla started to write poems. When she was playing with dolls, she observed the broken head of dolls, and she felt pain and pity and sympathy for that broken dolls with whom she was playing. And that pity, that sympathy, that pain for the broken headed doll was explained or narrated in her poem only at the age of 6. At the age of 15, Kamla was married to a bank officer, Madhav Das. Her husband Madhav allowed her to write if she fulfilled her housewife duties. So thus, in this way, she began her writing career at the kitchen table. When she grew older, she put together a children's theatre with her brother in her own village, where she with her brother performed plays ranging from Victor Hugo's Les Miserables to Kalidas Shakuntalam. Here in this slide you can see that Kamala Das is also known as the mother of modern Indian English poetry. She is also labeled as the mother of modern Indian English poetry. So Kamala was one of the most prominent feminist voice in the post-colonial era. She wrote in her mother tongue Malayalam as well as in English. For Malayalam readers, she was Madhavi Kutty. Her Malayalam readers known her by the name Madhavi Kutty, and for English readers, she was known by the name Kamala Das, which was given after her marriage. She was a poet, a novelist, a short story writer, and also a widely read columnist. In 1999, she converted to Islam, and this was a storm of controversy for her, and showing that a women's agency is always criticized. So due to her contribution to Indian writing in English, especially of poetry, she was labeled as the mother of modern Indian English poetry. So her major works are A Doll for the Child Prostitute, Alphabet of Lust, My Story, Padmavati the Harlot, The Old Playhouse and Other Poems, The Descendants, the Thanappa. So these are the outstanding works which she contributed to Indian English literature, and that's why because of her extensive contribution to the poetry in our country, she earned the label of the mother of modern Indian English poetry. She was also awarded the Kerala Sahitya Akademi Award. She was awarded Kendra Sahitya Akademi Award. She was awarded Kerala State Film Award for Best Stories in 1988. She was also honored the degree of D.Litt by University of Calicut in India. Uh, so, dear friends, in this slide you can see that it shows the very happy picture, joyful picture of little children at the picnic spot, and it shows that the punishment in kindergarten. This poem may be about little children at the picnic spot. Yes, of course, dear friends, this poem is, of course, about the little children, the children of kindergarten at the picnic spot. So, when Kamala Das was in the kindergarten, one day the children of her class were taken for a picnic. All the children were happy. They are enjoying with each other except her, were playing and making merry. But she alone kept away from the company of other children. The teacher, a blue-frocked woman. Here, that particular word or phrase blue-frocked woman is used for a teacher. So the teacher, a blue-frocked woman, scolded Kamla by saying, I quote here, "Why don't you join the others? What a peculiar child you are," unquote. So here she was scolded by her teacher, and this moment was very painful for her. All the other children who were enjoying, who were sipping sugar cane, they turned at the words of the teacher and they turned to her and began to laugh. They started to laugh at Kamla, and she became very sad at the teacher. And the laughter of the children made her more sadder and painful. She thought that the children, her friends, her classmates should have consoled her rather than laughing and insulting her. But dear friends, we know that this is a way of the world. People are always laughing at us when we are in trouble. We need more help and sympathy for them. And this is a reality of life. This is a way of the world. So the same thing happened with Kamla, and filled with sorrow and shame, she hid her face in a hedge and wept. So this was really a very painful experience to a little child of kindergarten or a very small child in the nursery school. Here, look in this slide. The punishment in kindergarten is a little autobiographical poem by the famous poetess Kamala Das. She recalls one of her childhood experience. She remembers an incident which caused her not joy but pain. Now in adulthood, she can look back on that day of punishment. An adult peace with which she can speak about the incident without becoming upset or without becoming sad. Moreover, when she is describing the time spent at the kindergarten, the past tense is used. But when the poet is speaking about herself as an adult, herself as a mature person, she is speaking about herself as an adult. She uses the present tense. So this is all about Punishment in Kindergarten, and all about the writer Kamala Das, a very well-known Indo-Anglian poetess. So I have discussed so many things about the life and literary contribution of Kamala Das to Indo-Anglian literature. Dear friends, please continue the next or the second part of this topic. In the next part or in the second part of this topic, I will discuss about the punishment in kindergarten by explaining the poem. So thank you very much, dear friends, for watching this video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thanks, dear friends.